Deputies are explaining why they released a driver after finding a body in his car. The victim's mother is furious they didn't arrest him. Channel 2's Tom Jones live in Douglas County tonight. And Tom, deputies now say they did take the driver in for questioning.
Yeah, they did, Linda. They're not releasing his name right now, but they say they brought that driver here to the jail and they questioned him and he was cooperative, so they let him go. The victim's mother is angry that her son is gone and the driver is still walking the streets.
There's nowhere on God's green earth that anyone can be reckless driving, running through red lights and have a deceased body in the car and walk away within 4 or 5 hours.
Deputies took the driver, who Mitchell claims is 19, in for extensive questioning, then let him go without being charged.
A young man found dead in a car during a traffic stop is demanding the driver be arrested and charged with murder.
We reported yesterday on Channel 2 Action News at 4 the teen driver was questioned and then released. Channel 2's Tom Regan is live at the Douglas County Sheriff's Office, where the mother showed up today demanding justice.
Yeah, Linda, our Tom Jones first interviewed this grieving mother yesterday, and a couple of hours ago, she and her supporters showed up here at the Sheriff's Office demanding answers in her son's death.
And when you ask how we feel, we don't know because we don't have no answers to feel.
What in the world is going on in Georgia? We got to talk about this one. Police pull over driver, find unaligned body in passenger seat. Okay. Woo! So this is how this story goes. The driver, he gets pulled over for a traffic violation. When they approach the car, they notice that the person in the other seat has been boom in the head. And of course, they take him out, leave him to questioning, take him down there. This is where it gets interesting. They question him and then let him go. He said he did it. They say in all of this, but they released him pending an investigation. Now hold on. They find him in the car with him. He confesses to it. Accident or not, whatever, it ain't an accident. But then they let him go to pending investigation. But here's the kicker. The mom come out and started saying all of this, and now the family is being threatened. So what is going on? Why is this person been released?
Do the right thing. Have some integrity about yourself. Any compassion? Any closure? Any answers? Not even my son's body. The person who shot and confessed to shooting my son is at home within hours of them finding my son's body in the car with this young man that was supposed to be purchasing a gun from my son.
Shit, I want to know the same thing. Why the hell they release him? And mom's just not playing. Why did they release him though?
Douglasville wants justice after she says authorities released the man who admitted to shooting her son with no explanation. These are photos of 21-year-old Malachi Mitchell. According to the Douglas County Sheriff's Office, deputies found him dead in the passenger seat of a car during a traffic stop. The driver was taken in for questioning and then let go.
I seen something like this years ago where a dude was on his way to New Jersey, coming from Pennsylvania. He had 2 bodies in the trunk. 2 bodies. Cops, state troopers pull him over. Being as though they ain't have a warrant or a probable cause to search the vehicle, and they pulled him over for no reason, he beat both the bodies.
Deputies told her that the driver they pulled over shot Malachi. It has been almost a week, and still this family has no answers. Without time to grieve,
We don't have any answers.
Malachi Mitchell's family is busy fighting.
Making sure that Malachi has justice.
Kenya Mitchell steadfast in her pursuit for answers, worried the system is protecting the suspect instead of her 21-year-old son.
This perpetrator who shot my son, who who admitted to shooting my son is at home with his family.
Early the next morning, she pinged her son's phone, and that address that she found brought her to this location close to I-20 off of Thornton Road. When she got here, she says she found 3 deputies but didn't see her son. That's when she went straight to the Douglas County Sheriff's Office.
And the first question they continue to ask me, how did you know to come to the location?
At this point, I think y'all better get him, because Mom is going to get him. Mom is trying to figure out what happened to her baby. Damn, Malachi.
Deputies later identified Malachi as the person they found dead in the back of the vehicle they pulled over. Detectives questioned the driver and let him go.
There's nowhere on God's green earth that anyone can be reckless driving, running through red lights, and have a deceased body in the car and walk away.
Outrage. Mitchell's emotional plea to the driver's family is,
do the right thing. Have some integrity about yourself.
What happened? Where's the man that shot my son? Nobody has any answers. We're still investigating.
Mitchell believes her son was legally conducting a private sale of a gun to the driver.
Douglas County mother wants answers after deputies pulled over a car and found that person driving around town with her son's body as a passenger.
Yeah, see, I don't know if he was on the sidewalk or in the street or he was trying to play both sides of the field, but it's rules to selling them situations with people. You got to know who you dealing with. But for the police to pull the guy over, check him out, and then let him go, yeah, something fishy about that whole situation. You need to find that guy. Find him ASAP, because Mom is not playing. Bottom line.
Malachi, mommy got you, baby. You know that. Mommy never go down without no fight. You know that.
Now, you guys, a family in Douglas County, Georgia is asking for answers after their loved one was found deceased in a vehicle during a traffic stop. So the incident took place on January 29th. Police was making a traffic stop because there was a car that was driving recklessly and that ran a red light. So y'all, once they made contact with the occupant of the vehicle, they then made a shocking discovery. Inside of that car was Malachi Mitchell, and he was deceased. So driving the car was an individual by the name of Cameron Ashton. And Cameron had just been driving around with Malachi's body in this car while he was no longer alive. So police took Cameron down to the station. Now, from what we're hearing, they only questioned him for a few hours before releasing him with no charges at all. Not only that, y'all, they released this man before even identifying Malachi and before even telling his family that he was deceased. Now, once the family did find out about Malachi's passing, they questioned police on what actually took place. So all police told the family was, look, the perpetrator made a statement. He's saying that he is the one that shot Malachi. And as of right now, we're investigating the situation, so we let him go. Now, you guys, this is Malachi. At this time, I do not have a picture of Cameron. And he was found in the car deceased while Cameron was driving recklessly, even running a red light. After all of that information, police still released him. They didn't charge him with reckless driving. They didn't even charge him with concealing a death. And now Malachi's family wants answers.
I went into the investigation room to cooperate. When I got into the investigation room, they put up the pen and paper, and the first question they continue to ask me, how did you know to come to the location? Now, see, that question bothers me because it makes me think that you didn't expect me to come to that location.
With no charges.
Why wasn't he arrested? He was released pending the outcome of the ongoing investigation.
Deputies say he was cooperative, and after consulting with the DA's office, they released him. Mitchell says that makes no sense. She says the driver passed a fire department, a hospital, and a police station and didn't try and let anyone know what happened. She says whatever statement he gave, it was self-serving.
So that was Malachi's mom during a press conference that she did today. And she was saying how police was asking her, how did you know what happened to your son? How did you know to come to that location? It's almost like police didn't want her to know any information on this case. So Malachi's mom even said that Cameron passed fire stations, a police department. He passed plenty of places where he could have stopped and said that he needed help. Now, we don't know the cause of anything. Now, from what the mom said in the press conference, there was supposedly a sale of a firearm going on when this took place. And that is what Cameron told police, that Malachi was selling him a firearm. They haven't said why Cameron did this to Malachi. They haven't said a motive. I mean, nothing. Like I said before, at the very least, they could have charged him with reckless driving. So Malachi's mom is saying that he's never been in trouble with the law. She's saying that he's a high school graduate, went on to become a certified insurance adjuster. And she's saying that her son was of age to have a firearm and he had the right documentations to have a firearm. So she doesn't believe that nothing her son did was illegal. She wants to know what happened in that situation to make Cameron do this to her son. And not only that, y'all, one more thing I gotta say is you gotta think about it. The only two people in that car was Cameron and Malachi. And what the police are basically saying is we believe what the perpetrator is saying, the person who actually did this to Malachi, versus trying to investigate this and get justice for Malachi.
We don't have no answers. So, Mr. Tom, when you ask how we feel, we don't know because we don't have no answers to feel.
Now, my heart goes out to the family of Malachi, and I'm hoping that investigators make this situation right. Whatever the situation was that took place in the car that day, they need to tell the family what happened. This mother is saying that she doesn't even know where her son's body is. Now, you guys, as always, make sure you blow this up, share this. Let's get some answers in Malachi's case.
All right, so this is about the death of Malachi Mitchell. This man, so I'm doing a little research, and this is the update that I found on this heartbreaking case because the cops did nothing. So the details that were released was that the Douglas County Sheriff's Office confirmed that 21-year-old Malachi Mitchell was shot inside a vehicle after a gun sale turned violent, with the driver firing a separate firearm during the struggle. The driver, who has not been identified, was questioned and released. They said his name was Cameron. This is what they say. I'm not sure. With authorities stating that they will not rush to judgment as the investigation continues. Mitchell's mother questioned why the driver was allowed to go free, while the sheriff's office revealed that the driver and his family have received death threats from a local gang. Why would the family receive threats? He killed this man. Why isn't this man in jail? So they released new details regarding the January 29th shooting death of 20-year-old Malachi Mitchell, whose body was discovered in a vehicle during a routine traffic stop near Thornton Road and Interstate 20. Authorities say their investigation remains ongoing and no arrests have been made. They're giving this man time to flee or whatever he needs to do to get away. Because if he is found liable, they can't find him. So deputies conducted a traffic stop on January 29th, discovered a deceased passenger, later identified as Mitchell. The driver of the vehicle was identified and has not been released, whose identity has not been released, who's took it to the Douglas County Sheriff's Office for questioning. He reportedly cooperated fully with the investigators and was later released. Why? See, that's what I'm saying. The investigation has revealed that Mitchell met with the driver, who was known to him, to sell a gun. After the sale was completed, a struggle broke out in the vehicle, and the driver pulled out a separate firearm and shot Mitchell. Following the shooting, the driver continued driving and contacted someone for advice. The individual, now a witness in the case, told investigators the driver was in a state of panic, believed he had been set up, and thought he was being followed. Deputies pulled over the vehicle shortly after this call, leading to the discovery of Mitchell's body. Authorities have not disclosed whether charges will be filed against the driver, nor have they determined if the shooting was self-defense or a crime. The sheriff's office has stated that their investigation remains active and they will follow the evidence, whether it leads without rushing to judgment. They should. A dead body was found in this man's car. How could this not be a crime? You're carrying around a dead body. Mitchell's family has expressed frustration over the lack of immediate arrest. His mother told Fox 5 Atlanta that she don't know her son was dead until she and his girlfriend tracked his phone location and stumbled upon the crime scene. Yo! Huh! Wow! Woo! Meanwhile, authorities were urging patients, empathizing that they would not rush to judgment in the case. Why don't they go pick this man up? Douglas County sheriffs say it is still gathering evidence and conducting interviews. Whether charges will be filed against the driver remains unclear. He should have charges against him. This man has a gunshot to his head. As they work to ensure the safety of all parties involved while maintaining the integrity of the investigation. Now, the authorities are urging the public to be patient as they piece together the full circumstances surrounding Mitchell's death. Okay, so how you gonna tell people to be patient when you had the suspect in custody and you let him go hours later after questioning him? Tell me that. And now we don't, we don't, but we have to be patient. This is crazy. And as a mother, you stumble upon your son's dead body before the police does. Says a lot, and it's a shame. Boy. So the mother, Kenya Mitchell, says she learned after the incident her son left home around 11:30 p.m. on January 29th to meet the driver for a gun sale. When she realized something was wrong around 2 a.m., she tracked his phone to an area near I-20 off of Thornton Road. Upon arriving, she saw 3 deputies, but no sign of her son. She went directly to the sheriff's office, where she was met with questions rather than answers. The first question they continued to ask me was, "How do you know to come to the location?" She recalled, "That question bothers me because it makes me think that you didn't expect me." That question bothers me. It makes me think that you didn't expect me to come to that location. You didn't expect me to come to that location, but I did, and that messed up everything. Authorities later confirmed that Malachi Mitchell was the person found dead in the vehicle during the traffic stop. The driver was questioned and released pending the outcome of the ongoing investigation. Is conducting The Georgia Bureau of Investigation is conducting Malachi Mitchell's autopsy, which is still pending. The Douglas County Sheriff's Office said the investigation is active and that once complete findings will be turned over to the Douglas County State Attorney and review in potential prosecution. But a witness came forward and said that he got a call from the shooter. Ugh, this is so sad. This is so sad. I hope this man will get justice.